I have some of the more controversial secret layers that have come out recently. So I have the Alien Auroras and featuring Deathburger. So these are secret layers that WotC came out with that are essentially upgrades to the Edge of Eternities precon. So that would be the Jund World Shaper precon and the Jeskai Counterintelligence. I believe the Alien Auroras is for the Jund deck, and the Deathburger one is for the Jeskai deck. So we'll crack them open, we'll take a peek. Let's start off with the Jund one, because I love Jund. So like I was saying, I know there's been a lot of controversy around the printing of this secret layer because some content creators, that's kind of cool, thank you for being a part of Secret Lair. Some content creators were talking about how they're not going to be able to essentially recommend specific cards for upgrades, or it might actually end up impacting some of their just videos that they're planning on making. My opinion on all this is I think that ultimately every player is going to decide what upgrades they want to make to a deck. Like, I understand from a monetary perspective that people want to have a lot of reprints in their precons, and I totally agree. I think that WotC can do a better job of printing more comprehensive mana bases, but ultimately, like, I don't see this as being a real negative thing. Like, they're selling the actual secret layer, like the cards themselves, and they're also selling them alongside the decks. I'm in the camp of, if we want the game to continue thriving and existing, like, we need to introduce more people to the game, and we need there needs to be product available. Although I do understand that all of these releases are happening so soon, right? Like, we just got done with Final Fantasy, so now we're Edge of Eternities, and then there's Spider-Man spoilers. Like, it's really hard to keep up. And again, if we talk about like the money, it's going to be very difficult for most people, especially in this economy, to be able to keep up with all this product. But to sum it up, my opinion on this is, I think it's cool. I think the options that they're providing in the secret layer is neat. I understand kind of the controversy, and it's one of those things too where, I mean, these are just, they're, in this particular secret layer, none of these are mechanically unique, which is nice because you can buy these, you know, you can buy like really cheap versions of each of these cards, sans the Crucible worlds. But yeah, if you like it, pick it up. If you don't like it, then, you know, you don't have to pick it up. So we have reprocess, 2 and 2 black. You sack any number of artifacts, creatures, and or lands. Draw a card for each permanent sacrifice this way. And I'm noticing that the cards themselves are, unfortunately, a little bit dark. Like, the artwork is really cool, but I'm not sure if the camera is going to be able to pick up the actual galaxy foiling, which is extremely subtle. And I mean, that's the reason I picked it up, is, you know, I'm a sucker for the galaxy foil. So aggressive binding, 3 and a red. You can't play lands. Sack a land, draw 2 cards, activate only once each turn. Sylvan Safekeeper in any Land Matters deck is going to always have a place. And here you can actually see the galaxy foiling a little better, just a tiny bit. So Sylvan Safekeeper, 1 green for a human wizard. You can sack a land, target creature you control gains Shroud until end of turn. It's a great way of protecting your more important creatures or your commander. Crucible of Worlds. So I think that the majority of the value in this is in the Crucible of Worlds. I don't see this reprint. I mean, I'm not really qualifying these as reprints, I guess, but I don't see the price of Crucible of Worlds dropping anytime soon because it was printed in the secret layer. I think it's one of those cards that's fantastic in all landfall decks. I think the artwork is kind of interesting. Again, I wish that they were just a tad bit lighter. I mean, I think they look beautiful in person, but I'm not sure if this video is going to do any justice. And my lighting is a little wonky today, so apologies for that. But Crucible of Worlds is in here. Zoran Orb. I know that this can be purchased, like a regular version of this can be purchased for probably less than $1 at this point. Great card if you're looking to sacrifice lands. And then with this one, the galaxy foiling is, I'm going to be honest with you guys, it's like almost non-existent. It is very, very, very subtle. The card's super dark. I mean, in this case, I really like the art. I love how, you have this orb of light in the center, and it's kind of, everything else around it is kind of almost like a vignette. It's kind of dark. But yeah, I'm a little underwhelmed by the galaxy foiling, if I'm being totally honest. And this is our secret bonus card. It's an island. Sick looking island. Is that Sagittarius or what is this? I don't know if this is like a horoscope island or what. It is unfortunately just a foil. And I don't want to sound snobby by saying that it's just a foil, but it's not galaxy foil, which should have been galaxy foiling. So up next we have the featuring Deathburger. This is for the Jeskai counterintelligence deck. What does this say? Thank you for Secret Lair. Thank you, Secret Lair. All right. Nothing else in there. Here are the cards themselves. So the cards look like they're in good shape. I think my only gripe is, I already said this like 3 times, is that the ink seems to be really dark and the foiling seems to be really dark. And unfortunately, the actual galaxy foiling is not popping as much as I would have liked. But this one looks good. Aethersworn Canonist. I think this is probably one of the best foiled cards that we've opened up so far. So this dude's cool. 1 and a white for an artifact creature, human cleric. Each player who has cast a non-artifact spell this turn can cast additional non-artifact spells. So fits in great with that Jeskai precon. Goblin Engineer, 1 in a red. When this creature enters, you may search your library for an artifact card, put it into your graveyard, then shuffle. Has an ability where you tap it for 1 red. You can sack an artifact and return target artifact card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So you can do a lot of shenanigans with this card. I think this is a great include. It's a great way of getting artifacts back from your graveyard. We have Dance of the Manse. Artwork looks kind of cool. Try to make sure that the focus on this camera is working. So it's a sorcery. Return up to X target artifacts and or non-aura enchantment cards, each with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. If X is 6 or more, those permanents are 4/4 creatures in addition to their other types. So nice way of bringing in, the non-creature artifacts, turning them into creatures, and hopefully coming in to swing for the win. I'm not sure if I'm personally going to include this card as part of the upgrade. Oh yeah, it's something I should have mentioned first is I am planning on doing, or kind of making a video suggesting my own upgrade suggestions for these precons. So stay tuned for that. That'll come out next week. Right now we're just kind of gushing over these secret layers. So Arcbound Ravager, 2 colorless for a beast. You can sack an artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature, and it's got modular 1. Sneaky. I remember playing this in Modern Affinity, what feels like ages ago now, which is crazy. Foundry Inspector, looks cool. Does look nice. Yeah, well, the camera is picking up the galaxy foiling now. That's cool. And a bunch of glare. Apologies for that. Artifact, creature, construct, artifact spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and it's a 3/2. So it's a great include. And then we have a sick looking mountain with a dragon here. Thing looks cool. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, these little basics look pretty cool. Although I wish that they were both galaxy, foiled, or had the galaxy foiling, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But just to look at them over again, here's the Zoran Orb, Crucible of Worlds, Sylvan Safekeeper. We have Aggressive Mining, Reprocess, Foundry Inspector, Arcbound Ravager. We already looked at all of them. So, my opinion, I think the cards for the most part look great. I think the Crucible of Worlds I'm stoked on. I think that one's going to definitely hold its value. Aethersworn Canonist is another one that I think is going to hold value too, especially in the galaxy foiling because it's so sought after. Would I recommend buying this? Hey, if you got the money and you like the foiling, go for it. I think that the bonus cards are underwhelming. I'm not sure if there are like more desired bonus cards that you could potentially hit. I don't have any real luck when it comes to cracking packs or anything, so I almost never get anything good. But you know, that's something to consider. I mean, I guess it's tossed in there. I am going to, like I said before, I'm going to work on at least like 2 deck techs. I'm going to talk with the rest of my crew just to get their opinion on how we should build these decks out. I have kind of a preliminary plan for what I want each deck to do. I think that the Jund deck, right out of the box, does sacrifice too many lands, or requires you to sacrifice too many lands. I'm also really underwhelmed by the one like land destruction card. I forget what it's called. It's an expensive one, expensive CMC, not expensive in monetary value, but it's something about like everyone chooses 6 lands and then you blow up the rest. Land destruction, in my opinion, I mean, I understand the gripes behind it, but I've played in plenty of pods where there has been land destruction, and it can make for some fun experiences. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it ups the salt meter for sure, but I think that it also leads to a lot of games where, you know, someone has an Avacyn out, all their stuff is indestructible, and then they land that Armageddon, and then a game that was going to be, you know, 5 hours long wraps up pretty quick. So that's something to think about anyway. So I will get back to you with some upgrades for these precons, and I appreciate you watching. I think that, again, Secret Lair, this particular Secret Lair, it's cool. Not super impressed with the foiling. I feel a little sad about that. But anyway, thank you again for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you're going to pick this one up. Let me know why or why not. And I will catch you in the next one.